You know why we voted for Donald Trump? Because the middle class man finally thought he was going to get ahead in life. You said no taxes on overtime. Big, bold, beautiful letters. We thought, hell yeah, why would we not vote for that? Then you turn around and pass the bill and it's a crock of shit. It's a tax credit for the people that make a certain amount of money. Of course, when you put it in big, bold, beautiful letters, it looks great. We're going to vote for you. And you knew what you were doing. You were baiting people in saying, no taxes on overtime. You didn't give no fucking details. Your details that we read ain't worth a flying fuck. That bill, and I think Donald Trump's going to be great for the economy. It's only been 7 months. Give the man a chance. I get it. But the first fucking bill wasn't worth a shit. A lot of shit went wrong in that bill. Because we were misled. And you say, well, no, we were misled because a lot of people go off what Donald Trump says. We're not going to go read the shit. We're going to go off what he says. He needs to be more transparent with us whenever he talks about major life-changing topics like no taxes on overtime, no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security for the elderly people. Instead, there were stipulations on all of it. The transparency was a fucking zero. The bill is a fucking zero. Still gotta hope it's only been 7 months, but fuck.
Hi, I'm Tori and I've left MAGA. What originally attracted me to MAGA was I grew up really poor and the idea of a president who wouldn't take a dime from his presidency really resonated with that piece of me, as well as patriotism. He sold patriotism wrapped up in a bow very nicely. A very big breaking point for me was January the 6th. Patriotism does not include claiming a presidency that you did not earn and asking people to storm and attack our Capitol. And from there, it really spiraled into me learning a lot about Donald Trump and the things he has done and the things he has said. I'm speaking out now because there are a lot of people on the fence about leaving, and I want them to understand that there are people who have done that and who are avid, staunch supporters of speaking to the other side. There's a lot of criticism we face when we speak out against it, which is absolutely valid and fair. However, for us to move forward, we need to get more people out, and they need a safe space to land. Thanks.
Okay, here's the deal. I have been MAGA. I have been full-on MAGA. I supported the tariffs. I was all behind. I was supportive of the immigration actions, all that stuff. Okay, but I have principles. I'm just. I don't think I can't do it anymore. I can't continue with the stuff that's breaking tonight. I can't. You got to have a line. You got to have some kind of humanity. You got to stand for the principles that our country was built on. Okay, so I think I'm done. I can't stand with the guy anymore.
Greetings, family. Welcome back, and thank you for the support. So something big is happening in America at the moment. The MAGA movement, was seen as unshakable, is starting to crack from inside. More and more Trump supporters, they are starting to leave the movement, They are speaking out and say they have finally opened their eyes. They say they were promised lower groceries, a booming economy, no taxes on overtime, and protection for the seniors. But what they got instead was a high inflation, skyrocketing grocery prices, policies that only benefit the wealthy. They said they were being misled and that Trump's word didn't match his actions. So let's get to see the reactions. Then you come back with commentary, and kindly hit the subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments. All right, let's dive into it.
I was watching the Washington game, and I seen as President Trump came out and he was swearing in these recruits, and terrible job, by the way, but he was being booed mercifully. And I'm telling you, the tide is turning. We're sick of it. We're sick of the Israel first policies. We're sick of being taxed twice and 3 times with these tariffs. He mentioned about $2,000 checks. What is that going to do? What the hell is that going to do for us? Would it be nice to get? Yeah, sure. But where's the Doge checks? That never happened. He knows he's in trouble. He knows his policies suck. He knows the tide is turning. And even people that voted for him, like some of us, the jig is up. We're done. You know what I mean? Like we're not listening to your bullshit anymore. It's all garbage. Everything you say, Trump, is garbage. You know, it started months ago, but it's starting to resonate. Curious to see his meltdown on his Truth Social. You know, he knows when he's booed and how bad this looks. The aesthetic is terrible, but I don't know. Tell me what you think. I'm sick of this dude. It's time. He better change course now, or he'll go down as one of the worst presidents ever.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and whatever you're doing, if you could please stop and watch this video. If you don't know me, I was raised MAGA, and part of my platform is speaking out against everything MAGA stands for. And as you probably know, leaving a cult-like setting really does come with consequences and people trying to ruin your life. Because if everybody can easily leave without social consequences, then the cult begins to fall apart. And unfortunately, my videos and my platform has been seriously under attack. People have been reporting me. White supremacists and MAGA people have been literally getting my posts taken down. They successfully got my Instagram account banned for an entire month, and it's just genuinely, I feel like I am talking to a wall. I am shadow banned. It is so beyond difficult to get my voice out there. So exhausting to have to deal with these people every day, and I would just ask for your help to please interact, follow, like, and share so that my voice can be amplified, so that other people who are on the verge thinking about leaving MAGA, thinking about leaving their husbands potentially, they see my content and know that there is another way and that there is a better way. They don't have to be sucked into this hateful environment like I was raised in and brought up in.
I have some people who are hating on me because of my opinion of Donald Trump and my opinion of their support of Donald Trump. Let me tell you this. I don't fucking care. If you hate me for that, I don't care. I really don't. And I know that I'm going to be on the right side of history. You supporters are not. When the time comes that you have grandchildren or nieces and nephews or whatever that are not at the age or of the age to understand what is happening now politically, and then maybe 15 years from now, depending on their age, they are old enough to understand what you have done, you are going to be a pariah. They are going to look at you and say, what in the actual hell was wrong with you? Why would you support this kind of tyranny, this kind of disgusting behavior, this kind of bigotry and hate and racism and misogyny and xenophobia and transphobia? Like, and excuse me, but you fucking trans haters out there, what have they done to you? What have they done to you? You guys, you know, like a lot of these MAGA people are all out there going, oh, well, he was trans. That's why he's a murderer. He was trans. Let's go back in history and look at the majority of the murderers that have done these horrific crimes. They were not trans. They were cis white men. But because we had a few trans people who maybe lost their minds a little bit because of you always intimidating and terrorizing them, and they decide to go out and retaliate, all of a sudden they're the evil ones, right? Because your president said so. Because your racist president said so. You make me sick. You absolutely make me sick. The fact that you can't accept anybody unless they're white, rich, straight, you're sick. You're sick. People all have the right to live their lives how they choose, and you people, you're sick. Because you don't think that anybody should have a life unless they live like you do. Well, I'm sorry, but nobody is. And just, you know what? What a boring world this would be if everybody was white, straight, rich, and had nothing to do but to just live their lives with nothing. You know what? You're fucking losers is what you are. You're a bunch of losers. This is disgusting. I'm so sick and tired of this kind of hatred. And yeah, MAGA thinks that we're the liberals are the hateful people. No, we're not the hateful people. MAGA, we actually like people. Doesn't matter what they say, what they do, how they live their lives. We like people. You motherfuckers only like people that are conducive to what you think should be the right thing to do.
Hey everybody, Rich coming to you here at leavingmaga.org. I want to make a particular appeal today to MAGA Americans. I really don't believe that what is happening in our country now is something that you want. But I understand that it's not a natural act for us to admit that we believed lies and that we acted upon them and that we allowed those lies to shape our being and our personhood and our identity. And Leaving MAGA does not judge you. We do not ostracize those who have doubts. You are welcome with us at our community. And for friends and family who are out there who have friends and family in MAGA, we are here for you as well for support. Make sure that you follow us at our socials, leavingmaga.org. Get on our newsletter. Make sure you're subscribing. Empathy is much more preferable than scorn. Thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate your support.
Are you leaving MAGA? Congratulations. That's great. I don't trust you. I see creators on here and they're like, oh, well, people are leaving MAGA and they're like waking up to the lies and we should be welcoming. Okay. I'm a very welcoming person. That's awesome. My mom just told me that she's no longer conservative, that she's not there anymore. But here's the thing. What else? Like, okay, have you awakened to the bigotry and the hate and the bullshit inside of you that led you to believe that any of that was okay, that that was a decent person, that that was somebody who should lead our fucking country? Have you woken up to that? Because if you haven't, you're just going to do it again. You still hate people like my kid. And even if you don't, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be more tolerant, all it's going to take is one fucking trans person to do something that you don't like, and you're going to go, oh, yeah, that's why. All right, what? All right, now what? If you're not any different and you're just going to turn around and vote for the same person again next time who's just a little more palatable, who's not quite as, like, abrasively evil, then we're just in the same boat. So, great. Love it. Awesome. Yay. Welcome to the sunny side of the street. But I don't trust you. And I don't feel bad about that. Good luck.
Hey guys, I just joined a live of a handle by the name of Leaving MAGA. He has a hat on that's red and it says Leaving MAGA. And he's explaining that he did get sucked in. He did to some of the rhetoric, but he, like many that he knows, are leaving MAGA. They know they were wrong. Their decision was wrong. FAFO, whatever you want to look at it. And I'm looking at the comments, and there's a lot of Democrats in there saying FAFO and, FU and all kinds of other things. But here's where that's wrong. We need to seize this moment. Now that some of the MAGAs are seeing the light, we need to embrace them. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. But we do need to embrace them and we need to work with them because they're the only ones that are going to help us with the movement of removing Trump and Musk. By putting pressure on Congress, Republican or Democrat, that's what we need to do. So I urge you to not discourage these MAGAs that are realizing that they were wrong. And I don't think we need to rub it in their faces. I know that's an easy thing to do and what we want to do. Save that for another time. But right now, we need them on board with this movement. Thank you.
When you listen to these people, you can actually hear the pain in their voices. And these were not just casual voters. They were die-hard Trump supporters who believed in his every word he said, who bought his heart, and who went to his rallies. They believed he was fighting for them, the working class, the farmers, the factory workers, and the parents struggling just to feed their families. They believed his promises of America first meant their lives would get better, you know. But after years, they are now realizing something different. The cost of groceries has exploded. Rent, gas, utilities, and healthcare, everything has gone up. The same people who are being told that their overtime wouldn't be taxed are now watching billionaires and corporations walk away with massive tax cuts while they are paying more at the grocery stores, you know? No wonder they feel betrayed. One man said, "I didn't leave MAGA. MAGA left me." And that's powerful because what it really means is that people are tired of being used, you know? They're being tired of being used for votes and forgotten later. They're being tired of the slogans, the blame, you know, the games, the distractions. All they wanted was honesty, leadership, and no excuses. Trump promised to protect the Social Security program, but now his allies are floating cuts to Medicare and Medicaid, a program that keeps millions of Americans, seniors, and the disabled alive. He promised to bring job backs, but what we are seeing now is more layoffs, you know? And it's not just the economics, it is the emotional toll. So many of these supporters say they feel embarrassed, manipulated, and even angry that they were being convinced to turn against their neighbors, you know? They believe that everyone struggling was their enemy. Well, in truth, they were all struggling together. They now realize the division was a distraction. It kept people fighting against each other, while billionaires walked away richer than ever. People are waking up to reality. They are now seeing that promises mean nothing without accountability. They are demanding truth over loyalty, results over rhetoric. They are now realizing that patriotism isn't about following one man, you know? It's about standing up for the truth, what is right, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's the moment we are in right now, a moment of reckoning. Because every movement built on false hope, eventually the truth stands out. MAGA was built on anger, frustrations, and big promises. But those promises, they have come due. And maybe this is the awakening that Americans needed, for people to look past the slogans, you know, and start demanding for leaders who actually care. Leaders who don't just talk about helping people, but actually do it. Because no matter who you voted for, the truth is that no family should struggle to put food on the table, you know. As seniors shouldn't have to choose between medicine and food, you know. And no billionaires should be paying less in taxes than a teacher or a truck driver. That's not politics, that's basic humanity. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.